What's up, everybody? Welcome to Disney Movie News. We have a loaded show for you tonight. We're going to be talking about Disney at the Oscars. We're going to be talking about the new trailers for Christopher Robin and Mary Poppins. And we're going to be talking about A Wrinkle in Time, spoiler-free. Get ready, let's go.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Disney Movie News.
Oh my God, this should win best
Is that
song.
Leo Camacho?
Is this Leo Camacho? No
Oh my
wonder-
God,
no wonder it won.
that sounds better than the original. It's
Probably
weird.
why it won at the Oscars. I'm not
Cut
gonna
to
lie.
weeks of Leo practicing the Spanish for this song and me being at home going,
Yeah, from the other room, I would be singing it, and then she would just hear, What's up, guys? Welcome to Disney Movie News. That, if you are curious, is my cover of Recuérdame with Cole Jenkins, where all of the instruments are made of chocolate. We used Toblerones, we used Cocoa Pebbles, you name it, we used it. It was chocolate milk for melody. Great stuff. Oh, there it is. Prevoy, recuérdame. Yeah, that was awesome.
And I met him last night.
You met him last night,
I
and we saw him
did.
today at Disney. We did some cool stuff for Food and Wine, so get ready on Friday for some content. But today, man, we have a heck of a show. Disney Movie News has never been more Disney Movie Newsier. We've got all kinds of stuff, but before we even get to that, let's do some introductions. I'm Leo Camacho. I'm your host. You can follow me everywhere at Mr. Leo Zombie. Well, that's Instagram, just at Leo Zombie because I'm complicated on Twitter. But before you even follow me, make sure you follow the Popcorn Talk. So you can follow him at the Popcorn Talk on Twitter and the Popcorn Talk Network at Popcorn Talk on Twitter.
We've been doing
the
this for
Popcorn
3
Talk
years,
Network.
man.
I know, I meant to do it the other way around in my
my
head.
God,
it was
it's
there.
embarrassing.
Just type Popcorn Talk. There's not a whole lot of Popcorn Talk competition. And follow them everywhere so you can watch other shows just like this one. But enough about me and popcorn. Who dat?
I'm a princess. My name is Sarah Sterling. I'm on Twitter at Sarah Sterling _ and on Instagram at Sarah G Sterling. And I'm very excited for the news.
There's so much news.
There's so much news today.
Hi,
Welcome.
thanks. It's good to
Welcome
be
back.
back. Sorry I was gone, guys.
You got some lipstick on your teeth.
Lipstick. Yeah, Disney
We're
Movie
looking
News.
Real
out for you.
friends, real
Real
friends.
friends.
No, sorry I've been gone. Guys, I'm Keetin Marchi, and I had a friend in town, and then I went to Mexico,
And then you were
and then
sick.
I was super sick.
Yeah.
So, but I'm happy to be back.
You came back on a heck of a night, man.
I did, and you guys can follow me all over the interwebs at Keetin Marchi.
That's her name. Don't wear it out.
Don't
Yeah.
wear it out.
I just want to address something at the top of the show here that the chat is still going on about me being the new host of Blue's Clues. So Nickelodeon announced today that they are rebooting Blue's Clues, and they're holding open auditions for the new host. It was limited though. Thanks to AJ Raphael, shout out AJ. He sent me the link. I registered right then and there. It was gone. Like all appointments were done, but I got one. So I went online. I thought it was funny. Because my DMs are nothing but people suggesting it. So I screen capped it. I put it on Twitter. I tweeted at Nickelodeon at their casting Twitter. Then Nickelodeon proper retweeted at me, and nothing but Nickelodeon all over my feed right now. Everybody's supporting me being the.
Why are you
So on
cheating on
brand.
Disney?
I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm
Why
not
you cheating on
We can be
Disney?
friends. I watched both as a kid. So come on.
So on brand.
So on brand.
I loved Blue's Clues. I still love Blue's Clues. I still sing Mail Time, probably on a
Whenever you
weekly
get the
basis.
mail.
I mean, I sing it all the time, and I'm always like, "Bow-bow," you know, just like talking like Blue.
Where's
So
the clue, girl?
Leo, I mean, the fact that I just know somebody who's auditioning is
Isn't that
phenomenal.
Great? I can't believe that
But-
I may, even if it's 1 in a million, I have a 1 in a million chance of being the new host. of
Dude, you
Blue's
have it.
Clues.
I hate to say though, I hope they do a girl.
I was telling Sarah, I think it'll be a girl, but I do have the minority quotient.
It can be
so
me.
it's
It's
very
gonna
possible.
be me.
Sorry, baby, you're too white.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Well-
They've already had 2 white guys. We gotta
You look just like them.
No, I have black hair.
You do look like Joe.
I don't look like Joe. How dare you? I am far 3% better looking than Joe. But anyways, that's funny. Go to Twitter and support that cause. But so you saw Wrinkle in Time a while ago. Mm-hmm. What, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
We saw Wrinkle in Time together last night. So at
We
the
did.
end of this show, we are going to do a spoiler-free review of Wrinkle in Time. Very light, very on the top of things. But we're just letting you know now because we're going to save it. So you don't have to worry about us maybe spoil. Don't worry about it. It's a safe show. We're going to get to the meat and potatoes because there is God, there's so much stuff.
So much news.
Yeah, we even added
I
something.
come
right
back, I
before.
bring the news.
You brought the news
I
back.
bring
Is
the
that what
news.
that's what they got in Mexico? They got all the Disney
They got
news?
all this Disney news.
Thanks for bringing it back with you. So let's
You're
start at the
welcome.
very top with the, the overwhelming presence of Disney at the Oscars. Sarah, how well did Disney do at the Oscars?
Oh my God, it was the best Oscars of my life.
Although, can I say, I felt like the performance of Remember Me
Oh my God, don't
was
even finish your sentence.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
It was phenomenal.
was
Correct.
And I love, because I'm a huge Mozart in the Jungle fan. I love Gael,
Gael Garcia.
because
Garcia.
I'm obsessed with him.
But he's
I
not
think
like
he's
a
amazing.
singer.
But I just,
He's not supposed to be a powerhouse.
I know he's not, but like,
It's supposed to be an endearing thing, like a father
He's
singing.
supposed to be singing like a lullaby.
Remember me.
Oh my God.
I still like the Greatest Showman performance better.
Oh my God, don't even talk to me right now.
Stop.
I just needed to say it.
I thought Miguel did a good job singing his new lyric version of "Remember Me," but it wasn't about the performance. It was Disney's overall performance. They
don't base who wins on the performance at the Oscars.
I know.
Yeah, but they did win Best Song.
They're killing it.
right.
Remember Me. What else?
Coco won Best Animated Feature.
Boom.
Coco
boom,
won Best
called it.
Song. Remember
Boom,
Me.
Called it.
Is
Congratulations, Disney.
that it? Disney won.
Is that no? it
Well,
didn't,
Yeah, no, that's it.
wait, Beauty and the Beast didn't win, did it?
No, it didn't.
The guy who wrote the couple who wrote Remember
yes,
Me,
that's right.
what's his name?
Bobby Lopez.
Bobby
Yeah,
Lopez became the second person in the history of the universe to have
EGOT.
double EGOT.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. That's incredible.
So for those of you who know, I mentioned him earlier in the show, AJ Raphael, phenomenal singer on YouTube. Go check him out. Big Disney fan too. We were having a discussion about this, and he thinks it is the right decision. It's not just that we're Disney fans and we want it to win. We were talking about why it won, and in my opinion, I think Remember Me is the stronger sort of. It's a stronger anthem for the movie that it's from. Because I honestly believe that the movie should not have been called Coco. I think it should have been called Remember Me, because Remember Me fits every single theme of the movie. It's like, always remember your family, and then the father leaves, and it's like, remember me. And the only reason the father
And
can
also
come back
the entire
is 'cause-
holiday is about remembering
and the
your
holiday is
family.
about remembering. And the song can be sung in so many different ways, and on each level, and it is in the movie. There are like 4 different versions of the song, each one from a different character's point of view, each with a different meaning. Like De La Cruz sings, and he's like, "Remember me,
Yeah,
like
'cause I
I'm so
wanna be
famous." And then when Hector sings it to Coco, he's like, "Remember me, because I'm leaving, and I
Yeah.
love you, and this is the
I
father
just
that
got
I am."
chills.
And then when Miguel sings
when
it,
Miguel sings it, yeah, exactly.
he's
It's-
like, remember your family. Yeah,
remember
like
your
these are
family,
those
and like
markers.
remember me, like this is what I love, this is who I am, and it's it was like where This Is Me, although it was an amazing song in Camp Rock,
Well.
it's a pop song. It's
Well,
a pop
that's not
song.
even it. Like, I was talking about this on my podcast because I was like, the problem that I have with This Is Me, everyone's like, it's such an anthem for people who are different. It is, but like, despite the movie does not
That's not what the movie's about.
give it the power that people seem to be deriving from it. The movie understates the message of
Right.
This Is Me.
That's a good
They
point.
sell it in the trailers as if it's a movie about self-acceptance, and
That's
like
not what the
it's
movie's
not what it's
about.
about. It's about
No.
P.T. Barnum's life and how he rose to success.
but also like not true
Which
at all.
also
Yeah, it's
not
all
historically
false.
accurate.
They don't,
Completely
yeah, whatever. I don't
If
need
they're
to
going to
go
make the
into it.
movie about that, then they should. Look, there's a bunch of issues we have with the movie. It's not that I thought it was a terrible movie. I thought it was a fine musical, but it was misleading to me, and I was upset with what I got anyway.
Yeah, Coco should have won
But
anyway.
Coco deservedly won.
So unfortunately, no Last Jedi wins, no Guardians of the Galaxy 2 wins, and Lou did not win Best Animated Short, which I was personally pretty upset about.
Yeah,
But-
the Kobe Bryant movie won,
Kobe Bryant Short.
which it was. Someone said, how did a movie nobody ever saw win an Oscar?
Oh, I saw it.
You did see it? Where
yeah,
did you see it?
John Williams Hollywood Bowl
Oh, okay.
concert.
That makes a lot of
yeah.
sense.
So
I was wondering, I'm like, where did this thing come out?
I think,
Because-
and that's where it kind of like, I mean, you partner with somebody like John Williams,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you basically
Also,
like,
Glenn Keane, who animated the whole
yeah,
like Disney
it's
Renaissance.
beautifully animated.
yeah, it's
beautifully
it's a cool
animated.
short.
But I gotta say, I was looking into this a little bit. I was actually reading a whole thread about this in movies, and Lou. It sucks because the thing that's so great about Lou is stuff you can't see as a viewer. Like Lou's transformations from a 3D rigging point of view is a nightmare. Like the fact that they were able to accomplish it from a 3D animation like perspective is mind-boggling. But from a viewer's point of
Get your
view,
hand out of our shot.
It's on me. I'm talking. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Anyway.
It's distracting, Leo.
And Kobe Bryant's is like very obvious. Like the animation is like, a lot of care went into it.
I hate to say this, but the Oscars are not always about what's really the best.
Right.
It's a lot about money and a lot about a popularity contest. So you need to watch the Oscars with a grain of salt.
But wouldn't you say that this Oscars felt like it took that audience's perspective into consideration a little bit more? It felt a little bit more connected to me.
See, that's why I watch like other things. I don't know. The Oscars I watch because I enjoy the dresses. I enjoy like it as a whole. It's such a big production and it's the Oscars. But like I know when I'm watching it, half the things are like I already kind of know what's gonna win because it's literally they talk about it or it's literally the most marketing or.
Did Shape of Water catch you off guard?
Well, this year I think Best Picture was a really tight race but compared to other years.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Although I don't necessarily agree that Three
I don't
Billboards
think-
has the clout that it claims to have.
Have you
in my
seen Three
opinion.
Billboards? Mm-hmm. I really liked it.
It was
liked
better,
it more
it was
than
better than I
nothing
thought,
Yeah,
but
me
it
too.
wasn't better than Get Out, and it wasn't better than Shape of Water.
Well, I'm really happy about Shape of Water because,
IMO.
as you guys know, if you've been watching this show for any prolonged period of time, I cannot stop singing the praises of Del Toro. He is my favorite director. I love his imagination and his creativity. So I was elated to find out that he won because I really did enjoy the movie. I thought
You didn't
it
even
was
watch
really
the Oscars.
Yes, I did.
Well, yeah, but you didn't. You like were passively watching them.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Del Toro, this is what I feel. I felt like Pan's Labyrinth was a better movie than Shape of Water, and he didn't get the Oscar for Pan's Labyrinth when he so like deserved
Yeah, like this
it.
was an
So I
apology.
feel like this was almost like Shape of Water was good. It was really good. I don't think it was great. There was a lot of competition this year, but you know what, Guillermo? Like, you deserve this Oscar because we messed up Pan's Labyrinth. You know, like I don't. Pan's Labyrinth is such a phenomenal
It is
film,
a
and I
phenomenal
just
movie. What was up against it?
I can't even remember, but.
Well, the Oscars, it just seems like there was a significant amount of buzz around it. I mean, even I did a video for the Oscars this year for social media talking about why Coco should be the winner for Best Animated Picture. So I'm glad. Whew, close call on that one.
Yeah.
Got it. But yeah, no, I Get Out. Someone in the chat saying Get Out has a lot of plot holes. That's kind of not the point, though, man. Like Get Out was a really risky sort of move, and from a first time, that was Peele's first real movie, wasn't it? Wasn't Jordan Peele's first movie with racially charged concept in a racially charged environment? It was an enjoyable movie nonetheless. It was a creative take on psychological thrillers and horror movies. And for a horror movie to be nominated for Best Picture is pretty impressive.
We don't really have to talk about the Oscars.
No, but it's cool. Anyways, Disney had a big presence. Congratulations to Disney.
Congratulations to Coco.
To Coco.
Yeah,
And
Coco
Mexico.
so
Yes.
deserved it.
Yeah, Coco, whose hype died out real quick, and I'm glad that now everybody's like, maybe I should watch it. Yeah, maybe you should.
Yeah, it felt like a really diverse Oscars, which I don't think we've
Into it.
seen. Like genuinely diverse, not like it being shoved down your throat because they feel bad that like all the nominees aren't diverse enough. It just felt genuinely diverse, and I really appreciate that.
I was stoked about that. Good job, Oscars. Way to woke yourself. Let's move on.
Stay woke.
I haven't seen this yet. We have the teaser trailer for Mary Poppins Returns
Came out during the Oscars.
during the Oscars. So let's watch it together as a fam, because we are one. I'm gonna be reading these reactions. That'd be great if you just hear Dick Van Dyke. Hello, Mary Poppins.
Hello, puppet. Dreary London Gate.
In a place we hold dear.
With a kite.
Scary Mary.
This is exactly what they showed at D23.
Really?
Oh, is it really?
Don't you remember? You were there.
Oh.
I thought you were facing me for a second. I was like, I was?
They showed this and then more than this.
I was hoping it was going to be,
I wonder what live.
That's some Forrest Gump level CGI right there.
Oh, this little boy is so cute.
Don't run in the bushes. What are you doing? What kid
Run in the
runs
bushes.
into
You get dirty. You have fun.
You would have gotten snagged.
But that's what being a kid is about.
Nah, man, that would have hurt.
Lynn!
I'm emo.
I mean,
God, there she is.
Can you please let go of our kite? We're trying to fly.
I mean, I would freak.
Mary Poppins. It is wonderful to see you.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Oh, she's so sassy. She's so sassy.
She's so hot that her reflection checks her out.
She's so.
Dang, dude. She's
Do it, Mary.
A living meme.
I'm truly emo.
Well done.
What do you
Well
think?
done, Mary. I mean, we saw that.
What do you think, person who hasn't seen that already?
I am so excited for this. I think.
I like her Agent Carter cosplay. It's pretty good.
Lol.
I really love the look of it. I love kind of the juxtaposition of the very desaturated London outside
She's
and
the
air,
bright one.
and the very saturated like clothing and interior things. So I'm just so excited for like the set design and the costumes, and I just think it's gonna be fun. And I'm most nervous.
You're a big musical person too.
I love
right?
musical,
Yeah.
and I loved Mary Poppins. Like that was like the movie. For one reason, I don't know why, my sister would watch all the time, and so I always had to watch it because she would cry because she was younger, and I was just like, fine, I'll watch Mary Poppins. I like it. But so yeah, I'm very excited. I'm actually most nervous about if Lin is gonna translate well on screen.
I think you will.
I think he'll be all right. It's just his first movie, right? Mm-hmm. Because I think it's his first major
film.
motion
Yeah,
picture.
as like not animated.
You know, it's funny because we all think of him as being like super famous and all over the movies, but really,
This is
he's
his
been all
first
over the
feature.
stage
Yeah.
and behind the movies. You've heard his voice, but we haven't seen his face, so that'll be interesting.
I think I just can't believe they rebuilt Cherry Tree Lane, and it looks so good.
How long did it take?
I don't know, man.
Is it still up? Can I go visit?
Probably.
Please.
Like the Hobbit, like Hobbiton. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot. I feel like it's only there's no middle ground here. It's extremes. People are like super stoked for it, or people are like, oh, they're making another Mary Poppins.
Yeah, people are like really precious with it.
Hamilton's in it.
But I'm like, it's gonna be really good, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. That's one of the things that I like. I think regardless, whatever Lin-Manuel Miranda seems to touch turns into gold. Whether his performance is gonna be golden, I don't know, but I think the movie as a whole is gonna be wonderful.
I have pleasant hopes for it.
Guys, Super Island Halo says that he hopes that Lin doesn't rap. He's like definitely gonna rap.
What?
I mean, like someone was talking earlier about how there was an interview about how
He's a
Dick Van
rapper.
Dyke is technically rapping in Supercalifragilistic. Well, it's just like a lot of like very fast spoken words.
I want to go to like Compton and be like, yo, can somebody technically rap to me right now?
So I think it's gonna fit in with whatever the sound of the song is, but he's like he's almost definitely gonna do like some very fast singing / talking.
And he better tap dance.
Full of sugar. He probably.
Dance.
Yeah, like the chimney sweepers. Like
He's on Chimney Sweep.
I know he's not, but that's so. I just want
the Lamplighters break dance. The chimney sweeps tap
dance. Okay, well, okay.
'Cause they
Now
are
you
on the
explained it then. Now, okay. Oh,
They're on the streets.
not the rooftops.
No, the rooftops. You got to tippy toe so you don't break. You know.
Thanks for
You
yeah.
Yeah, of course. What I'm wondering about is his accent. Is he just going to go straight American?
No.
No,
He's going to be
try to
Cockney.
do- Is he though?
I think he will absolutely do
Do you
Cockney.
think he'll do all right?
That's what I'm worried about. I mean, again, everybody
What up, Mary
doesn't
Poppins?
everybody say that Dick Van Dyke had like one of the worst accents
Yeah.
ever? So it's like
Like it's like a joke. There's like Cockney and then there's Dick Van Dyke.
so like he
I
might
think
have
he's gonna do Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah, I
would be
think he's gonna do
amazing.
Dick Van Dyke too.
Evening, governor.
It's like super
It's good to
offensive.
see ya. Yeah. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Mary Poppins, Gucci gang.
More news.
We
more
got another.
news.
The other trailers later. So, Pasek and Paul writing new songs for live-action Aladdin.
I'm excited about
Wait,
this.
didn't they already rap shooting on that?
They did, but that's
How did they shoot the music numbers? Everything. Is it going to be? This is like more.
I think
of the
they just like
score?
announced that it like had already happened.
maybe that they wrote to
that they had
a couple.
written.
They had written.
Right? No, it says writing, present tense.
Well, maybe they're gonna do the credit song or something, or
Maybe, or it could be score.
I love almost basically all the music these guys have put out.
Inform me. Who
La
are
La
Pasek?
Land
La La Land.
No wonder.
and Greatest
Greatest
Showman.
Showman.
Oh, no wonder.
Yeah, basically like two of my fave soundtracks on my phone right now.
Look, I'm just being facetious. I think both of those movies have excellent soundtracks, and I am excited to see what these guys do with a Disney property.
Well, it's also like we still have all of Ellen making music.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's gonna be fine. I think it's gonna be okay.
Rewritten by Lin-Manuel Miranda, by the way.
No, not
I
for
know,
this
I'm just
one.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's Little
I'm just
Mermaid.
playing. Oh, yeah, that's right. Only give him water movies. That's it. And Mary Poppins. That's what reigns
What's the
in
other
London.
water movie?
Moana.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Where
The movie that takes place at 90%
water is
on the
literally a
ocean.
character.
Yeah, water is.
Dear Evan Hansen means nothing to Leo, so we didn't bother saying that one.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's a
he
play.
doesn't know. It's,
Because I'm not from the musical.
One
Film,
Okay.
Disney
Tony.
Film Facts coming in clutch that they're reshooting this summer.
They're reshoots.
Doing reshoots,
Makes
so.
sense. Okay. Cool.
I follow Jasmine. What, Naomi Scott? Is that her name? Naomi who plays Jasmine?
All right.
Yeah.
Keetin,
On
this is
social?
the question for you as a fan, since we've got these guys and they're topical now.
Okay.
It's a reason to ask you this. Take the soundtrack from La La. Can you not drink into
Sorry.
the microphone?
Now I am thirsty.
Like, speaking of water, La La Land
Yes.
and Greatest Showman.
Yes.
You have to combine their soundtracks and pick your favorite song. Which one do you pick?
I would probably pick the audition song that Emma Stone sings
Okay.
in La La Land.
Okay.
I mean, that one just has a lot of like
Can I
really
just-
personal
Su-
things for
Su-
me too.
Super Iron
So
Halo making a point here. Just saying 30s Hispanic man in London just grinds my gears in historical context,
Then-
but not a flying
Did
woman.
you see what I said?
No.
A magical nanny that never ages is 100% believable.
Yeah. Let's check that one at the door, huh, bud?
also,
We love
London
you,
is
though.
one of the most diverse cities and has been one of the most diverse cities in the world
They have a
for
massive
over 100
immigration
years.
problem.
Yeah,
It's just like I don't like diversity arguments when like it's literally a
Yeah.
fantasy
We actually
film.
were talking about this the other day,
Yeah.
or today, this morning.
About fantasy?
Yeah, about fantasy.
Right.
You can't argue medieval fantasy because the word fantasy alone eradicates any
That's like
semblance of
being
history.
angry at the Cinderella with Brandy because that's all
I was all about
diversity.
that,
That
though.
was all diversity
about that.
casting. That was all, which was great.
Yeah, by the way, Spain, real close to London. Okay, so that's happening. That's cool. Audition song, number one. Let's see what they do. Next up, we've got another teaser trailer they dropped. Christopher Robin with Pooh Bear. That's my Pooh impression.
I'm excited to watch this
Let's watch
again.
it.
Have you seen it?
This one I did watch.
Very
was
London.
called at an emergency meeting this weekend. I promised my wife and daughter I'd take them away this weekend.
Too bad.
I have the high ground.
Cut 20%. You
Anakin.
promised these people good jobs. And I thought you'd do anything for this company.
Not the younglings.
Oh, speaking of Agent Carter,
Is that her?
Yeah.
that was her.
We knew
From
she
this
was
studio
nice.
that brought you La La Land.
I just imagine Mary Poppins floating down on the kite in this park too.
It could work, right?
These movies look like have a lot of like similar crossovers.
What to do.
Too bad.
What to do indeed. Pooh? Christopher Robin.
No, not Mary Poppins.
So cute.
That was cute.
I've cracked. Oh, I don't see any cracks. A few wrinkles, maybe.
Oh, Cummings. Woo! Jim Cummings coming back hard.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's actually Jim Cummings. Yes, he's doing the voice. He's reprising his role as Pooh Bear.
Pooh Bear.
Christopher Robin.
And Peter Capaldi is Rabbit, which makes me
Is he
very happy
really?
as a Doctor Who fan.
Rabbit's great. Rabbit's like
So
the
neurotic.
the inner, yeah. The,
It is
the
Peter
anxiety
Capaldi.
in us all. Yeah. Rabbit was the only normal one in the 1,000-acre, 100-acre.
Rabbit questions
The 1,000-acre wood.
Yeah, it grew since time has passed.
I've seen a lot of like negative feedback to this trailer, and I
have too.
don't get it.
Why?
I
People
think
are
it
like,
looks-
it's just like Hook. First of all, it's not.
Wait, what?
Peter Panning
Like Hook?
doesn't remember that he's Peter Pan. He remembers Pooh.
Yeah.
Turns around and goes, Pooh!
Yeah. Oh.
Sorry. He wasn't like, who dis?
New brain, who dis? No,
There's been that. There's been people comparing it to Paddington, which like why? They're just both bears.
No, but Paddington lives in their world, which is already weird. Pooh is like back when he's needed.
Right. People are also like, oh, like I think people are
First of all,
confused.
none of those movies are Disney.
Yeah,
Disney's
they're
doing one
not-
now.
Yeah, they're
Let
not-
Disney have
none of
one.
them are Disney.
We haven't had one in a
Also,
while.
people are confused. Like people are like, oh, is this like about the guy who wrote Winnie the Pooh? No, it's about the fictional character Christopher Robin.
Right.
No,
It's,
well-
it's about the it's about the son of the guy who wrote Winnie the Pooh.
It's not even that.
Wait, hold on. Wait a second.
It's not even that.
It's about the fictional version of the son of the guy who wrote Winnie the Pooh.
But it's not even necessary to include that. According to Disney canon, Christopher Robin is a little boy who has all these toys. That's the only thing that matters. He's not.
This is the Christopher Robin from the books who grew up?
Yes, from like Winnie the Pooh.
I know Winnie the
It's
Pooh.
Christopher Robin, grown up.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because I feel. Are you sure? You're positive?
You think this kid is the grown-up kid of the guy who wrote the Winnie the Pooh books?
I'm telling you, if it's
no, I think it's like stories based on him.
well, no, because if it was that, it's gonna be a real.
I know.
No,
Right,
it's
that's what I'm
not.
saying.
No, it's not like a real person who had these books
It's
based
the
off him.
Christopher Robin who grew
It's
up.
the fictional little boy.
So the 100 Acre Woods was a real place that he went.
No, I mean the Winnie the Pooh books are his imagination.
No, it's real.
That's the point. Pooh is coming back to him at the time when he needs his imagination.
I'm just trolling you, man. I got you.
Leo, you're stressing me.
I got
I'm gonna
you.
have a
I
panic
got you,
attack.
girl. I'm just messing.
There was an owl on Sarah's Twitter. That's
No,
what's
Gamer
happening.
Gabe, it's not a fictional version of the son of the author.
No, it's not.
It's just
It's like
fake Christopher Robin grown up.
It is, but it's like also I feel like it's a little bit of the sun. Like a fictional
It's
version
not.
of the sun.
When in any Winnie the Pooh movie that Disney has ever made was it like this is the son of the guy who
Who's
wrote
writing
Winnie the
this
Pooh?
No,
story?
there is no movie. That's why they made this one.
No, this is not a Saving Mr. Banks situation.
How do you know? Have you
It's
seen it?
not.
What-
God.
And if it is,
Leo, please stop poking the bear. Please stop poking. Stop poking.
You're confusing the chat. They think you're telling the truth.
well, we don't know if I'm telling
This is the
truth.
problem with
Disney
men.
Film
They
Facts,
don't
back
know when
me
to stop
up.
poking.
I believe you, babe. I believe you.
I'm triggered.
But I think it has an element of the real world in there.
The movie has zero to do with the author's son.
Yes, Disney Film Facts.
God.
How do you know?
Fictional Christopher Robin grew up and forgot about his
Isn't
imagination.
Christopher Robin
but
based
if you
on the
wanna
author's
see-
son?
Not in Disney canon.
But it kind of is.
No.
Stop it, Leo.
Kind of is.
If you want to see that movie, you can go see Goodbye, Christopher Robin.
Yes, go see
Goodbye-
that depressing
Disney
movie.
make it?
No.
I
No,
don't
but
wanna
it's
see it.
so depressing.
Stop talking
But
about it in
Domhnall
the
Gleeson
context
is in
of
it.
I'm
this.
not talking about that movie. I'm talking about the fact that Christopher Robin was based on the author's son.
It doesn't matter.
This movie is not.
Okay. Anyways, if you guys want to see a movie about a fictional son, go see Winnie the Pooh.
Don't worry, Leo. There's not many cracks in your stories. A few wrinkles, maybe.
Nah.
No.
No, I'm just playing, Sarah. I'm sorry. I just
Okay, continue, because
with like my theory.
no.
No.
With
You're
the
done.
With the news.
With the
okay,
news.
cool. A review of A Wrinkle in Time or Crack in Time.
Well, are we doing that, or you want to do the other stuff first?
Oh yeah, let's
do
do the
Star
other
Wars.
stuff first. We'll do
skip.
Wrinkle in Time last.
Let's skip.
Okay, so Mulan. Disney has pushed the live-action Mulan movie to 2020. They're pushing a lot of dates around right now. Do we have a reason why?
They probably just need more time.
I think they need more time, and I bet you that whoever they cast as Mulan, like she's gonna be going to straight up like Mulan
camp.
school, boot camp, like
Yeah.
like
Mulan school.
say-
I want to
yeah.
go to
Army.
Mulan school.
I want to go to Mulan school too.
I'm wearing a
personally.
Mulan shirt right now.
So when she sings, "Who is the girl I see?" Oh, or it's not gonna be a musical, right? That's what we
Well,
found
we haven't like clarified.
out. Okay.
Remember, there was all that controversy where they were like, "It's not," and then they were like, "That actually just meant we didn't have an answer for you yet."
She already is a
To
martial
see a
arts
live
actress, yes.
action version of Be a Man would just make my life.
I'm gonna sing that karaoke one day. I'm telling you, I'm doing it.
Do it, man. I'll be your like backup
And
singer.
I will stand
My
firmly
fave.
behind the fact that I think that is one of the best Disney songs of all time. Be a
I
Man.
would agree.
Hundo P.
Guess
Donny
Donny
Osmond.
Osmond.
Yeah. So yeah, she is a martial artist already. She has a martial arts background, but
There's a
I
lot
would
to do with
imagine-
Mulan. You have to learn like all like the for the whole entry song. Da, 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 da. I have no- anyways, she needs to learn all like the stuff that she would
Yeah.
have learned in traditional Chinese culture as a young maiden, like
Yeah.
just so it all looks real. And,
But it just like even if she is a martial artist, you still got to train. Like,
Yeah.
You know, just because somebody's fit doesn't mean that they're buff, and just because you're an athlete doesn't mean that you can use a weapon. You know, there's a whole lot of things that you could still train for regardless.
and I'm sure they're gonna like do
But I don't think the date has to do with training. I think the date is probably a
a
marketing
lot of
thing.
things. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's a lot of things.
Oh, why do you think they moved up the Marvel Infinity War? We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah. So if you didn't know, they moved up the Marvel's Infinity War from May 4th to April 27th
Which is a bummer for us.
because we're gonna be in Japan.
Yeah.
Cry
It's
me a
literally
river.
the day we come back.
Cry me a
No, it's not.
The day
we come back on
before
the 29th.
28th. Well, we arrive on the 29th.
Yeah.
So
No,
it's
but
like,
we leave on the 29th.
no, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
You're wrong.
I don't think they've
I leave
announced
when
Mushu
Christopher
yet.
Robin leaves. Okay. We're leaving around that time anyway. Yeah, I mean, why would they? Any theories whatsoever? Do you know, Steven, if they said anything on Marvel Movie News?
Sorry about.
About the
moving
Infinity
the
War
date
date
up.
getting bumped up.
I don't have it right offhand. They do talk about it though, so you can check that out. They taped yesterday at 2 p.m. on Tuesday, so it's like one of the top videos on the channel right now.
Oh, okay.
So if
There
you
you
want to
go.
know
If you
more,
guys
they
wanna
definitely go dive into it.
Dig deeper, go check that out, Marvel Movie News. We don't know, but that's what's happening.
We come back on the 29th.
What would you do without Sarah? I worry about you, Leo.
I would come home and party for 2 days. That's what I'd do. That's fine.
Disney Film Facts says to give Solo breathing room and to move away from Deadpool 2, which is going for a similar demographic. That's what I told Leo this morning, is that I thought they were giving more space between Infinity War and Solo.
Yeah, they're like, ooh, Solo, not so good.
We can't fly Solo. It needs to
I don't know who that was, but
I mean, that's what we were saying. We're like, it has to do with the movies. Like, there has to be that. This summer is going to be like a loaded summer. So that's going on. What?
That was me loading.
Oh, there was you. I thought you were reprimanding me.
No.
No. And then the last bit of news before we get into our
Last bit of
Wrinkle
noobs.
time. The last noobs
I'm
we've
such
got.
a noob.
Deleted scene from Star Wars: The Last Jedi was released today. We're gonna watch it. I haven't seen it. Nobody's
haven't
seen
either.
it. We're gonna watch it live with you right now for the very first time.
She's alive!
Did anyone honestly think that she wouldn't be though?
No, not at all.
Disobedient,
But
disrespectful.
it's the first time. This is the first
yeah.
time he's back. He kills her after
Call
this
for
scene.
order.
I don't think she's dead.
Beat us down. But when your shiny neck was threatened, you squealed like
They
a
would have just shot
hog.
him. Come on.
The evidence blew up at the base, but you and I know the truth. When I put a gun to your head, you shut down Starkiller shields. Now, what would your troops do if they found out? Or your masters?
Who would believe a story like that?
You were always scum.
Rebel scum.
Bah! That's so.
So
why
he
did they
killed
cut
her. He
that?
killed her a different
It
way.
was an alternate death scene.
I want you guys to remember
was
that
so much
instead of this,
stronger.
instead of that, they had BB-8 inside of the ATST. Never forget. Instead of that, they had Mark Hamill suckle on the teat of an alien walrus.
I loved all those parts.
Why?
Yeah, but you watched that. I'm sorry. This
Instead
is the
of
voice,
that, they had Space Leia.
This is the voice of the guy in the booth. In case nobody knows,
Jesus.
that scene seemed so out of place.
It did.
Like for that whole scene, like if you were to insert that in the movie where that would take place, that'd be so out of place.
It would, but you can tell that that's like a scrambled re-edit. Like
Yeah.
that's just like they need to make some DVD features, so they put that in there.
I think Phasma's coming back next movie. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Just like Boba Fett did. Oh wait.
Hey.
Oh, nah, she dead.
Spaghetti.
After that, she dead.
I don't think she did.
So yeah, we got that.
You don't wanna get rid of
Also,
21.
Rebels had its finale. That's also Star Wars related. This week, Rebels ended. Rip Rebels. Go watch that show. It's good. There's also
I heard the finale was phenomenal.
everybody's yeah, I haven't seen it. I want to watch the whole season now, the whole series. Okay, let's talk about Wrinkle in Time, you guys. We can't give spoilers, but let's just talk.
What do you want to say?
First, let's start it off this way: one-line reviews. Okay, my review of A Wrinkle in Time. It's a good movie for kids. Sarah?
A great message for today's youth, and
So
a
a good movie
loving
for kids.
and a loving adaptation of a classic novel.
That's 2 sentences.
No, it's one
It's a
long.
one-run-on
It's a
sentence.
compound sentence.
These two are feisty today.
It's like a little life.
I'll give you one word.
Uh-oh.
Oprah.
Oprah.
Say Oprah.
I thought you were going to say poo.
Pooh? No.
When-
Because I very much agree with what both of you said.
Yeah,
So,
When Leo got home from seeing it with Keetin last night, I was like, so what'd you think? And he went, that movie's for kids.
That movie's for kids, man.
That movie's for kids.
Oprah's in there. What was the other part of my review? It's like, Oprah's in there, so moms will be like, I love Oprah. And Chris Pine is in there because moms.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also thought Reese Witherspoon was.
I thought she was annoying.
Yeah, I thought she was annoying.
Personally. Her performance was a bit.
Well, that's what her character is supposed to be.
Her character
she was supposed to be this
like
kind of weird, kooky one.
But I feel like I was watching Reese Witherspoon trying to act annoying, not an annoying character. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just thought she was gonna. I just was surprised by her in a good way.
You liked it.
The
You
scene
liked
with Zach Galifianakis was
well, that's the best scene
in the movie.
For sure, 100%.
Phenomenal.
Zach Galifianakis killed it.
Yeah.
Like, he was actually really funny in a solemn way.
Leo has a couple cosplay options now.
Oh my
from
God.
it.
Every time, no joke, no exaggeration, every single time a male came on screen, she's like, you gotta cosplay that.
No, Leo, there were only two times
three.
there were two.
There was Charles Wallace, Zach Galifianakis, and
I did
Michael
not
Pena.
say it for Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, you did?
I did not.
Okay, fine. Michael Pena and
Yes.
Charles Wallace and
then
Oprah. You told me to cosplay Oprah, and I was like, no, Keaton. I can't.
he felt really weird about it.
I was
so
like,
I dropped
I
it
will
pretty
never look
quickly.
as good.
But that one, the beach suit.
Yeah, no. We can't, no spoilers.
I'm sorry. I'm just.
Let's just talk about overall. This movie was marketed differently than it is when you watch it. It is definitely...
I don't agree with that.
Really? Well, I think... When looking at the trailers, I was like, oh, this is an adventure about science and technology and the possibilities of the universe, when in reality, it's like, it's a movie about a young kid trying to come to grips with her emotion as she's becoming an adult and accepting who she is. And it's like, the movie is all of it revolves around that simple premise. It's not about space and time and dimension and understanding of quantum to astrophysics. Like,
yeah, but
those are in the movie.
I think the ads were way more like, be a warrior, get your hand out of my shot.
Be a warrior, Sarah. You tell him.
Be a warrior. Like, who are you going to be?
Yeah.
Like, and just about
what else?
Inner strength. Like, I get, but I think I'm a little how I felt about it as someone who's read the book is that there was a lot of things that I'm like, wait, is someone who hasn't read the book going to understand this? Because a lot of the science is a lot more understated in the movie than it is in the book, which is why I think it comes off as unimportant. But for me, my head's just filling in the blanks.
So to just bounce off that real quick, I was kind of upset with Sarah a little bit because but in a good way.
We cannot get you guys fighting more tonight.
You have to understand, like, our love flourishes while we argue. It's like affection. That's how we do it. Because we feel comfortable enough. We're not yelling. We're not beating each other. We just
you debate.
We debate.
Yeah.
But I understood more of the movie only because of things that Sarah told me. And I was like kind of mad about that because I wish I wouldn't have known those things so I could give a truly objective review of it. But I was like, oh, I get that because Sarah told me about this thing. But nothing in this movie told me about that thing.
I would say as somebody who has never read the book, did not know anything about the book and just kind of went into this movie blind, I truly caught nothing about the science or about how to think.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, if I would have saw this movie when I was between the ages of 8 and 13, I would have been so inspired, and it would have literally like done so much for me as like a very insecure, like awkward young girl. So I really appreciate the film for that. But I do not get I'm like, science is kind of just the backdrop of it.
Yeah.
Like, other than that,
they use very blankety science terms, which are words in science, but they use them in a way where it's like, this word is scientific. Okay?
Physics.
Trust me. Tesseract. That's a word.
Marvel.
It's like, what is it? Parallel dimension.
Well, science doesn't even really matter. Like,
but
to
it
the
does.
plot. It does, but like, if you understand the basic thing that's happening, which is very clear, then it doesn't matter.
No, but it's like, you're right. It doesn't matter the way the movie's presented. But there are parts where they make a bigger deal out of it than they need to.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Black Jones in the chat says, it's a movie for middle school and elementary school kids, aka girls. Do you think this is only appealing to girls?
No, I don't think so.
I also don't think so.
No, not at all.
The main character is a girl, but that doesn't mean that
Charles
it's a movie for
Wallace carries this film.
Yeah,
a
it's
5-year-old boy carries this film. And
Also,
it's
the girl is like very
phenomenal.
tomboyish. You know, like it's just,
Well, I mean,
she's very.
it's just like also, it's just like isn't.
It's not about gender at all.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
it's just like above that.
And I gotta say too, like this, it resonated with me on a personal level in some way because I remember like the moment, you know, like growing up is becoming self-aware because as a kid you have no sense of sort of your role because the world revolves around you as a kid, right? And then as you grow into an adult, you start becoming aware of the world around you. You start becoming aware of yourself and your place in the world, your place in the universe, which is what this movie's sort of about. And for me specifically, the thing that sort of cemented in that brain the moment of like self-awareness and awakening, you know, was quite literally listening to lectures on the principles of astrophysics. Not those words exactly, but serious, like the grand scale of the universe, sort of, you know, understanding, you know, our place in it all.
This is why you and Dylan get along.
Yeah.
Because literally.
But this movie is that concept, but for kids. And I was like thinking the whole time, like, God, I wish I would have had this movie as a kid.
That's a really good point, Leo.
You know, like I wish this sort of these larger concepts of like universal property and structure and order and chaos and like our place and like all that must have happened for us to exist right now. Like those kinds of concepts are so spectacularly large, but infinitesimally meaningful, right? Like to each individual person. And I wish those large ideas would have been introduced to me as a kid. So for that reason, I think this is an awesome kids movie.
People keep asking if I think they should read the book first.
Yeah, that's a.
I'm like, I think the book is really great. Like, I grew up reading this book. Like, I read it for the first time when I was like 11. Like, so on its own, aside from the movie, I think it's like a very like groundbreaking book. Leo and I were talking about how it's like one of the most commonly has been in history, most commonly like banned book in the U.S. So I think you should read it regardless of the movie. But like, yeah, if you have time to read it before seeing the movie, I think you should. But I don't think you have to.
Yeah, I actually want to point something out because you're saying in the chat, no, science is really unimportant to the plot. It's unimportant to the plot, but here's why it's important and why it's such a big point in the book. And here's why it's important to the meaning of sort of why this movie resonates, right? Because it's trying to tell you that this isn't an accident, right? Like this isn't made up. It's not magic. The universe exists in all of its splendor and magnitude and inconceivable grandeur because of science. Okay, it's not a fairy tale. It's not some story somebody made up. Physics are real. Physics are the foundation of reality that we live in. And the points that they bring up in the movie, like being able to fold space-time, which is a dimension that we live in, is plausible. Like, these aren't just made-up things like, this is crazy, science fiction, Star Trek, boom, find yourself, kid. It's like, no. Like, you should believe in yourself because science has math proving a lot of the things that they're talking about.
How incredible it is that you exist.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you should find self-worth.
Right. It's not just some author writing some silly book.
There's a speech Oprah gives to what's her name? Stormy? I mean, that's not her name.
Storm Reed.
Storm at one point, and I was just like, Oprah just dropped the mic.
Like, on the performance, you mean?
No, well, just with kind of explaining basically the whole movie and like what, you know, kind of like making it kind of click.
Right.
But yeah.
So just talk performances.
Things.
Yeah, like so.
I just want to say the things that I liked.
Okay, yeah. Without spoiling.
No, without spoiling. Leo will disagree with me, but I thought it has a great soundtrack.
Sure. I didn't like the placement of the soundtrack, but I thought the songs were good.
I really liked Mindy. I wish she had a bigger part.
I agree.
Zach Galifianakis was awesome.
Yep.
Totally.
It got better from that point on, in my opinion.
It was very slow at the beginning.
Yeah, very slow in the beginning. Storm Reed and Chris Pine have incredible scenes together. That like
I will say, I was like, why did they cast this girl? And then there's the scenes with them together, and I was like, oh, that's why they cast her.
Yeah, their scenes together were incredible. We can like say that it's for kids, but I cried 4 times watching it.
Because those moments are very, very
emotional.
Well done.
Yeah.
But overall, the movie's a little light. You know what I'm saying? Chris Pine, he was great.
Yeah, Chris Pine was really good, and he wasn't in a ton, but every part he was in was good. I think the cast as a whole was just, they were all very strong.
Yeah.
The kids were great
CGI?
actors. The CGI.
You had a great point about this.
The CGI is very inconsistent. Sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, that looks like actually like this a creature that you could touch and feel. Yeah. But I felt like more often than not, it wasn't good.
You had a point to this. You were saying
when you were talking about the bouncing balls, which are in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leo was like, that part kind of like looked very CGI, and I was like, but that part is supposed to look really fake and creepy in the book.
Yeah.
But again, it's like, it doesn't matter what the book, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The one thing that I didn't quite understand is I know, this might give...
It does matter within the context of the movie, too.
This might give stuff away about the test, but so I can ask Sarah off air. I don't want to like ruin it for anybody because I was just confused a little bit.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is like a lot. I think there are moments when I was watching, I'm like, oh, I only know because of Sarah. You know what I'm saying?
When I watched it, I was like, what movies did I watch as a kid that I watch now? And I'm like, oh, this isn't like...
I was trying to think of that.
How I remember it. But like, I love it because I watched it when I was a kid because that's what I feel like this movie is going to be. But you know what I mean? Like, we watched Land Before Time recently, and we were like, whoa, this movie is just like sad the whole way through.
I didn't remember how. Like,
why did I love it so much?
Eerily lonesome that movie was.
Right, but like, I loved it, and I love rewatching it because it makes me feel how I felt when I used to watch it, and like, that's what this movie is going to be for kids today. And I do think the messages are really strong, and they're especially important now.
Yeah,
that's all.
It's great. For that reason.
We don't need to say anymore. Sarah said it all.
Yeah, no, the thing with the soundtrack.
Leo, that was one of the first things he told me when it was
it's just
why
like
did they throw these random pop songs?
I'm going to say this is not a spoiler. As a matter of fact, even if I tell you, you're not going to know because so when you go see, if you go see this movie, randomly throughout the movie, they'll just play a Rihanna song.
It's sometimes not Rihanna, it's Demi Lovato.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds like a Rihanna song.
And I love Demi.
Yeah, but it was like weird because like the music wouldn't go with the scene, and it would just happen in the middle of a scene, and it wouldn't be a full song. It was very weird. It was very weird. Like there was like one point where I just looked over Keetin and went,
yeah,
no. Like, what just happened there? But if I was a kid, I'd be like, this is the part where that song comes on. Anyway,
people keep like, I keep talking about the themes, and people are like, what are the themes? Like, is it giving you like this kind of theme, this kind of theme? The themes of the movie are like, you are great the way you are. Your faults aren't usually your faults. Your faults are what make you unique and special, and that everyone has like the power within them to put good in the world and fight like negativity.
Right. And no matter how impossible it may seem that these things are true, and in the scale of infinity, you still matter.
And to use your faults as well, like to look at them in a positive way, but use them as a way, as power.
Yeah, Tyra Banks been saying that forever. So
Flossom.
Honestly, yeah, be Flossom. That's the theme of the movie. Be Flossom. So does it give you a Narnia, Bridge to Terabithia, or Wonder type feel?
That's what I was responding to.
Kinda. But there are definitely elements of that.
I had to explain the plot of Bridge to Terabithia to Leo the other day. He was shook.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I didn't know.
If you want to see a movie that's gonna like really wreck you,
everybody tells me that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I remember when
I went on this like rabbit hole, like trying to understand this movie, and I was like, damn.
When I read that book, I came into my teacher and I go, "Why did you make us read this?"
Kristian Milan in the chat has an interesting question. Do you think this movie will be a hit? No. And I think that it will be misconstrued by a lot of parents. They're going to say this movie sucks. But kids are going to like it. This is the kind of movie that you buy your kid on DVD, or that they come across on the Disney Channel one day. And they're like, Mama, I want to watch that movie again. You know, it's like, that's what this movie is.
But I also think it's a good movie to bring young kids to that might have these insecurities, because I think it brings it to a level that kids will listen to it, and when they don't listen to adults about, like, you know, you could tell a 10-year-old who's being bullied, oh, they're just jealous, or oh, like they're dealing with their own things, but they're not going to believe you. But if they get to kind of get it on their level from, like, you know, art, I think that's what makes this film really special.
Interesting. Someone is saying, I used to watch the Bridge to Terabithia a lot on Stars, and I'm like, yeah, this is the movie that you'll watch on Stars as a kid. And to follow up on your point, which I think is a really apt point, is that this might be your child's first foray into adult concepts as a kid.
I think
this is a bridge movie.
A point we haven't
but not the Terabithia.
touched also that Allison brings up is it's a female person of color directed film, and despite anything we say about it, it's like extremely important to support movies that are directed by women and women of color that feature a variety of different ethnicities in the cast. Like you have Filipino characters, mixed race characters, black characters, white characters, like
mixed family,
Indian.
Tactfully done.
Right. And it's extremely important to support these movies in the theater specifically because oftentimes, like, casting with minorities is viewed as the reason why a movie does poorly. And so, like, that's why I think you should definitely see it in theaters.
Enter Black Panther. What?
Right.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so that's our Loki review.
But go see it because what Sarah, I mean, if not for the themes and like if you're a kid, whatever, go see it. Just very much just to support.
But also, if you are like interested in understanding like larger concepts, like like we only live in 3 dimensions. Like that's why we say 3D, third dimension. But we actually are aware of something like 11 dimensions that we could possibly interact with. You know what I mean? So like, if you're like interested in learning about quantum physics and astrophysics and like just like taking a tippy-toe step in that direction, this movie is certainly the doorway to that sort of knowledge.
Comes out this Friday.
Sarah, how much science is in the book?
Like more, but it's not like that heavy because it's a kid's book also.
Interstellar for kids. That's an interesting way to put it. It's like Interstellar and Never Ending Story had a baby.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go watch it. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us on Disney Movie News today. This was an awesome show. This is an awesome episode. Thank you guys all for hanging out in the chat and being so vocal. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Make sure you follow me on social media at Mr. Leo Zombie on Instagram and at Leo Zombie on Twitter. That would be really awesome of you. Thank you.
I'm Sarah. I'm a princess. You can find me on Twitter at Sarah Sterling _ and Instagram at Sarah G. Sterling.
You guys can find me all over the interwebs at Keetin Marchi. And remember me. Don't forget me.
And follow at the Popcorn Talk, at Popcorn Talk on Twitter and at the Popcorn Talk Network on YouTube.
You're
Not
so
at, but
uncomfortable.
you got it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network. We would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.